They asked for my name. Saleha, I said softly. The man at the entrance scrolled down the list again. His polite smile faltered. I'm sorry, ma'am. You're not on the guest list. For a second, the world went silent. I could hear the music from inside, the laughter, the clinking glasses, the photographer shouting, "Smile, everyone." But all I could focus on was that list. My name wasn't there. Then I saw her, my mother, standing near the floral arch, a glass of champagne in her hand, glowing in gold light. Our eyes met. She didn't look surprised. I walked up to her anyway. Is this some mistake? Her lips curved into that familiar, cruel smile. Did you really think you were invited, Slay? Strangers aren't allowed. That was it, the final cut. I smiled back. Then I'll live like a stranger. And I walked away quietly, calmly, leaving behind the music, the family, the woman who had once called me her daughter. But when the ceremony began and the lights dimmed, her phone started ringing, and that was the beginning of her undoing. Backstory. It started 5 years ago. The day my father died, my mother changed overnight. The warmth she once pretended to have vanished, replaced by something colder, sharper. I was the unwanted reminder of the man she despised, my father's favorite, his little mirror. When my younger sister, Saba, got engaged, I tried to stay involved. I helped her choose her dress, planned the decor, even handled the guest coordination. It was my way of staying connected, of pretending we were still a family. Then one night, I overheard them, my mother and Saba. She's not part of this family anymore, my mother said. She'll just make everything about herself. Saba didn't argue. She just sighed. Fine, do what you want. That's when I knew they had decided I wasn't welcome. Discovery. The betrayal wasn't in their words. It was in their silence afterward. No calls, no updates, no mention of the wedding date. When I finally found the invitation online, posted by a distant cousin, I realized it was happening that weekend. I wasn't angry, just hollow. I sat there staring at the photo of my smiling sister in her bridal dress, and something inside me clicked. If they wanted me gone, I would give them that, but on my terms. The plan. My father had left behind more than memories. He had left property, shares, land, and a family business. Legally, I was entitled to half, but my mother had manipulated everything, convincing me to sign temporary papers after the funeral. She thought I never read what I signed. She was wrong. For months, I'd been preparing quietly. I had already found the old lawyer who drafted the will. He was sick, but alive, and more than willing to help correct what had been stolen. While they planned the wedding, I gathered documents, signatures, financial trails. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't threaten. I just smiled, kept my distance, and waited. My revenge wasn't about shouting or fighting. It was about silence, the kind that echoes, execution. The night before the wedding, I met with my lawyer. Are you sure? He asked. Yes, I said. File everything tomorrow morning. Make sure she gets the notification during the ceremony. He hesitated. That'll ruin the day. That's the point. The paperwork included not just my inheritance claim, but proof of forgery. Her signature pretending to be mine on legal documents. A criminal offense. Everything was timed. The delivery, the public record, even the alert to her business partners. She had built her empire on lies. I just pulled one brick. The climax. So when her phone rang during the ceremony, I didn't have to be there to see it. I knew her expression. Shock first, then confusion, then realization. By the time the groom placed the ring on Saba's finger, my mother was already pale, gripping her chair. The whispers started minutes later. Her business partner had left the reception. The lawyer she trusted had stopped answering her calls. When the second call came, she stepped outside. Someone must have told her that all her accounts were frozen pending investigation, that her assets were under review, that the house she lived in, the one my father built, was legally under my claim again. I didn't attend the ceremony, but I heard everything. Family members texted in confusion. My aunt called asking, "What did you do?" I just replied, "I lived like a stranger." Resolution. A week later, I received a letter from my mother. No apology, just a single line. "You destroyed us." I folded it carefully and placed it in the drawer beside my father's photo. "No," I whispered. "You did that years ago. I just reminded you. Now I live in the house she once called hers. It's quiet, peaceful. Sometimes I pass by the mirror in the hallway, the one my father installed himself. For a moment, I see him there, smiling. People say revenge doesn't heal. Maybe they're right, but justice does.